If you're wondering how much you should spend on Facebook ads, you are in the right place, because right now, right here, we are going to work out how much you should be spending. Hey team, and welcome back to another video. If you are asking the question, how much should I spend on my Facebook ads, then you are in the right place. Because this is a question that comes up all of the time inside my Funnel Academy, and also clients asking, Gav, how much should we spend to begin with? And the answer is, it depends. But there is some things that we can do. There are some calculations that we can do that's going to give us a rough idea on how much we should spend, but it's also going to give us a bit of clarity on what the results might look like based on how much we spend. And that's what I'm going to walk you through today. So I'm going to share my screen. We're going to walk you through the formula that I have on calculating how much we should spend. And then this should give you a clear understanding on how much you should spend on your Facebook ads. So when we are asking the question, how much we should spend on our ads, what we need to do first and foremost is understand what is happening within our business once we spend money on ads. What does the funnel look like? What does each stage of the funnel look like? And how does that tie back overall into what's going on? So let's say that we have a funnel, and you can adapt this to your own business, where we have our Facebook ad. That Facebook ad then directs people to an opt-in page. After the opt-in page, we try and get them to book a call. After they have booked a call, what we do is we try and set an appointment with that person. And after the appointment, we have the sale. And we hope that everybody does that and buys our stuff, right? In the ideal world, everybody that clicks on the ad turns into a customer, but that's not going to happen. So what we need to figure out is, how do we make this work? Now, like I say, this is going to adapt based on your business. So let's say that you don't set an appointment and you try and make sales on the call, then that's fine. You just work it out that way. First thing that we need to do once we've kind of drawn out our funnel is calculate our lifetime values. What is our lifetime value? And I like to think about this from a profit perspective, because if you are making, let's say, £1,000 revenue from a customer, you don't want to be spending £1,000 to acquire that customer if you're not making any money on the back of that, because, well, then it kind of defeats the purpose, right? So think about your lifetime value as the profit as well from that customer. So let's say the lifetime value of a customer is $1,000. And let's say that we have our budget up here of our Facebook, how much we're going to spend on Facebook ads every single month. Now, currently, this is a big question mark. We don't know how much we're going to spend. So we need to do a little bit of working out to get back to that number. So if this is our funnel, let's try and work things out. Now, with these numbers, I'm going to write on the screen here, these are going to vary based on your business. And if you are brand new to business and you don't have these numbers, what I want you to do is estimate and completely guess them. Maybe you've been in business for years and you don't have these numbers. Well, try and go back and figure out these numbers. Some people don't even understand their lifetime value. So you might need to do some digging to get that number, and you might have to do some digging to get these numbers. But I'm just going to use some basic numbers to illustrate a point here. So let's say at the appointment to sale rate, every time you have an appointment, let's say 50% of the people that have an appointment turn into a customer. So what you would have to do is go and look at all the appointments you've had in your business, how many have turned into sales, and that's going to give you that percentage there. Let's say that 50% of the people that we get onto a call are qualified and book in an appointment. Let's then say that 20% of the people that opt in to our initial, let's say it's a free guide, for example, or a video, 20% of those people book in a call. So we have 20%, 50%, 50%. And let's say that 20% of the people that click on our ad opt in to that free guide or that initial thing. So we have our ad, 20% of the people then opt in, 20% of those people then book a call, 50% of those people book an appointment, and then 50% of those people will then convert into a sale. So these are numbers that I've just made up, but you need to go and find out these different percentages at each of these different stages of your funnel and your business. What we are really doing, to be honest, is we're putting our finger in the air. And initially when you're doing these calculations is putting a finger in there and saying, what would happen if I spent $2,000 a month. And that might sound too much to you, that might sound too little, so alternate that number based on what feels right for you. All of these numbers are finger in the air until we get data back, and then once we have that data, we can work with that data and see what's actually going to work for us. So if we were spending $2,000 per month based on these numbers, what that would mean, and let's say that we have an average cost per click of $2. Again, that's data that you'll get back, but it's probably roughly the cost per click right now on Facebook. If we are spending $2,000 a month, it's getting us $2 per click. What that means is we're then going to be getting 1,000 clicks on our ads at $2 a click. Now, if 20% of those 1,000 clicks then opt in, what that then means is we're getting 200 opt-ins, and that's going to be costing us $10 per opt-in. Now, oftentimes people will just look at this part of an ad campaign and they'll go, $10 per lead, that's too expensive because my pal over there is getting $3 per lead. We cannot be doing that. We have to base all of the decisions that we make based on our own data and ignore what other people are getting, because the cost of ads, the cost per leads, there's so many variables. Where you're advertising, your offer, your ad account, your pixel. There's so many variables when it comes to the cost of ads that we cannot compare our results to other people's. Don't fall into that trap. So based on these numbers again, so we've got 1,000 clicks, we've got a 20% percentage rate there, so we get 200 opt-ins at $10 per opt-in. Next up, what we have is the book a call. So how many of these 200 opt-ins will book in a call? Well, 20% will. So 20% of 200 is 40, which means we have 40 call bookings. And that's going to cost us $50 per call, which is just 2,000 divided by the 40 call bookings, $50 per call. Again, some people will look at that and go, too expensive, too cheap. Don't. Base it on our data. So we've got 40 calls. Now, based on our 50% rate, that means we're going to have then 20 appointments lined up, and that's going to be costing us $100 per appointment. Okay, and then if we know that we close 50% of the appointments into sales, well, guess what that means? It means 10 sales. That's costing us $200 per sale, which we often call cost per acquisition, CPA. So there we have it. So that is our funnel mapped out. So if we look at this, we are seeing that it's costing us $200 to make $1,000, which is our lifetime value of the customer here. So great. And if we look at our budget here, $2,000 that we're spending per month, which is then going to be turning into $10,000. So great. So we can then look at this and go, well, I definitely want to spend $2,000. You know what? Scrap that. I want to spend $20,000 per month on Facebook ads. Now, chances are at the very beginning, you're not going to want to do that. So what I would suggest we do if you're just starting out is say, well, what happens if we spend, $10 a day, which equals $300, and run through all of these different things. And when you start to run the ads, that's when we can start to go, actually, okay, so our conversion rate here is only 20%, or our conversion rate here is only 10%. And our cost per click though, that's only $1, not $2, which is going to change all of the numbers that you have here, which means you can then start to look at, right, so I'm spending $300 per month and we're making a profit on that. So what we want to do is spend more money, because it means we're going to make more profit. However, if we are spending $300 a month in the first month and we're not seeing profit on that, maybe we're seeing, we're getting lots of clicks, we're getting lots of people opting in, but people aren't booking a call, it shows us where the weak point in our funnel is. So we can then start to go, let me bring me back. So we can then start to go, right, we need to improve the percentage of opt-ins to book calls. And how do we do that? Well, we can start looking at all the different aspects of the funnel, the emails that go out, the text messages that go out, the copy on the funnel, even maybe the targeting that we're looking at, because it's not the right people because they're not booking in a call. So we have to look at all of these different things. But to go back to that initial question then, how much should you spend on Facebook ads? Well, you can see it kind of depends, because it all depends on the data within the funnel. And if you don't have that data, it is a little bit of finger in the air. So I suggest you work these numbers out. You figure out what you think it's going to be based on guessing and perhaps previous data that you have in your business. Finger in the air, spend some money, get real data back, and that's then going to give you the data and the decision, and it's going to help you make the right decision on how much you should actually spend when it comes to running Facebook ads. So I hope that video was helpful for you, useful for you. If you have any questions or you struggle with the concept of this, just drop a comment below or jump into myfunnelacademy.com. It's my membership site where I teach business owners how to run their ads, how to run their funnels, and just tell them all of this stuff and coach them on how to do this sort of stuff. You can head over there, myfunnelacademy.com, and get your 7-day free trial. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it, be sure to thumbs up, all those different things. I can't remember what I have to say for that. And I'll see you in the next video.